through strengths. Kara, how are we doing on this fine Monday?
Absolutely fantastic. How are you doing, Kristen? Happy November.
I know it's November already. Last night we had a total of 1 trick-or-treater. 1.
Oh, I love it. Well, hey, they got to score big on all the sweet stuff.
Well, had I known I was only going to get 1, I probably would have taken the bag and just dumped it.
That's right. Oh,
But,
that's funny.
It's all good. Now my husband has a bunch of treats to eat. So
there you go. It's a gift that keeps on giving.
It absolutely is. And I might have to put them in the freezer or hide them so that they don't keep giving to me.
Right. Yes, I love it.
So today we are here to talk about individualization, the longest of the CliftonStrengths when you try to spell it out, and you really have to try to spell this out. So it's number 3 for me. And number 24.
24, yes. I appreciate watching this magic work in friends like yourself. So it's really cool to see how it all comes out.
I gotta say, this is one of my favorite strengths. I know I'm not supposed to have one, but it really is one of my favorites because it to me kind of epitomizes what CliftonStrengths is, in that you're really looking for what's good in people and what they bring to the table.
Yeah, absolutely. To really be able to hone in on every single individual gift that a person brings is really, really something special.
Yeah, and as you can see on, we've got listed out that differences are advantages to people high in individualization. They're looking for those differences in people, not how they're the same.
Right. Yeah, which makes our groups even stronger and our organizations even stronger when we operate from our differences and bring our perspective. Yeah.
Absolutely. And I'll give you the formal definition. People who are especially talented in the individualization theme are intrigued with the unique qualities of each person. They have a gift for figuring out how people who are different can work together productively. And I think that productively is really an important part of this, where, they just see where they need to fill the gaps, with people.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And then the fun visual that I came up with is a tailored outfit from head to toe. So truly making it unique and custom for that person.
Yep, fits like a glove, right?
That's right.
Yeah. And I do think that's a really good visual. We've talked in the past about how individualization, people that are good at that, they're just really good at coming up with gifts for people, right? They see what they need and they want to customize for everything and everybody.
Right. Yes. It's really my girlfriend's high dominant theme individualization. And it's really cool, especially with the holidays coming up, but any time to offer up a gift, just sit back and watch the magic work. Wow, nailed that every time. And she's like, yeah, it's just who she is versus myself. Like, I'm a big fan of the gift card.
Yes.
Gonna keep it simple. Yes.
Yeah, no, I love it. So Kara, how do you see this showing up in work?
Yeah, I actually had the good fortune of watching my older brother, who's also dominant theme. One of his dominant themes is individualization. And he had a really cool opportunity through the city of Chicago, the mayor's office, as a grant funded position, where he worked with people with disabilities in community. And as they were transitioning into independent living settings, he was like their personal shopper because it was a grant funded experience. So it was really cool to see him thrive in this position where he was able to really live out his individualization dominant theme to really make every single purchase not only fit within the budget that was to honor the grant itself and those boundaries, but to really make it so that the person receiving those services and those items felt like it really fit their needs, which is crucial for all of us human beings, especially our friends in the people with disabilities community. So, how about for you?
Yeah, you're bringing up a couple things for me, but when I work, like I do some consulting work in marketing, and one of the things that I've always done well, but it's showing up in this new role as well, is I work with a lot of salespeople and a lot of people out in the field, and they all have their specific needs. They all kind of like, some of them want you to leave them alone. Some of them want, to be cuddled and, you're taking care of them and reaching out when something's coming up and, staying on top of them. So, it's this different way to honor and treat each of those people so that it works for their working style that I've always been good at. And they have always been like felt heard because, I'll bring up something special for each of them depending on what it is. And it doesn't necessarily be work related. Sometimes it's, their home life. Sometimes they just want you to remember that, they've got a great big event coming up and making sure that everything's okay. It's really just helping and making sure that they feel heard. And
I think especially that key phrase right there, feeling heard, is I think reinforces why this is in the relationship building domain. Those help tie, it creates that trust. When we feel heard by another person, oh, you see me, and that depth in the relationship gets even stronger.
You're right. And I think too, Kara, it's about teasing out the things that they're good at and recognizing those as well, and that word honor just keeps coming up, honoring them for what they do bring to the table and recognizing that and letting other people know that.
Yeah. And I had one idea for how to volunteer, but just based off of our conversation, I'm going to switch gears a little bit. And that is really taking that time for those with individualization theme high. What's resonating for me right now is however you love to express that, making sure that you're carving time to do so in your workplace. So whether that's the writing of the notes, an individual note, this is how I see you. If it's making a playlist for this person because y'all really connect on that, a Spotify playlist or whatever system you use. However that shows up for you, really, it sounds like, again, it's 24 for me, but it sounds like that would really to just take time to deepen those relationships and honor those around you.
Yeah, it does. And I love, I told you before the show, a lot of times I feel I'm sticking up for people, where if somebody's like, oh, so-and-so's not that good at this, that I'm always able to go, yeah, but look at how good they are at that. And that's why we want them on the team. And that's why, they do so well at da-da-da-da-da. And, but I love that. I mean, it feels good for me to be able to go, yeah, but you're not seeing the whole person.
Right. And especially with the speed at which we're going, and it seems like we're going faster and faster as a human race these days. So I appreciate you modeling, pressing the intentional pause button in a group and saying, I hear you, and let's take a time out and really put all the pieces on the table and appreciate each other.
Right. And I think that's the biggest thing, that then they can kind of set that stuff aside and really appreciate them for that, what they do bring to the table. So I love those moments. So then how would you tell people to raise their hand if they're high in individualization?
Yeah. So beyond the, writing a letter or however that shows up for you to honor, the other idea that I had was any sort of community organizing opportunity. I think it naturally gravitates, this theme naturally gravitates to community relations or what else? Customer relations. If somebody's having a tough time, if you're not already in that department, maybe you can help model some ways to build those bridges if they're starting to crumble a little bit. How about for you?
Yeah, I'd say any chance that you get to either lead groups or teach would be a good opportunity, because you do have this great way of figuring out how teams can work together and be productive. So, one of the things I've always said about me is that I'm really good at getting people to move ahead fast and enjoy the trip. And I think the enjoy the trip part is being around all these other people that I've assembled.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that they work well together.
Right, because you want them to come back for future trips, right?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Yes, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Love it, love it.
All right. Well, guys, the reason why we do this every week is so that you can learn to love your strengths and to be able to raise your hand and use these in your work as well as your home life. But, really, how do you incorporate all of these into your work life? So, Kara, thanks as usual.
Same. And friends, if you have this as a dominant theme, we appreciate your comments. Love to learn from you.